Hi, and welcome to this week's video. It is indeed a products demo and review. I do have several. Before I launch into that though, I do want to share something that I feel is really important. As you know, we have a lot of communities rebuilding and recovering after a couple of really nasty hurricanes. People are having to throw out and get rid of a lot of possessions that are meaningful to them. They feel like they're starting over. And this leads me to a suggestion and recommendation. And it is a book that I read quite a while ago, and in fact, it was the impetus to the video that I made about cleaning out my closets in my bathroom, the cabinets, and the drawers. It is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. It's an incredible read. It's so valuable, and especially for folks who are having to sift through and clean up, not on their own will and volition because they must because of the loss. But this really helps to prioritize and give you maybe a framework by which to operate, to decide what to keep, what's worth it, what's not. And it's really a joy-based system of what sparks joy in your life. So I'm going to provide a link to the video where I did a massive clean out, and I can't even describe how great I felt afterwards. Now granted, for me it was a choice. It wasn't something that I was forced to do, but I think this might be helpful for those of you who are trying to figure out to reorganize, reprioritize, and rebuild your home. So I just wanted to share that with you if this is something that you're struggling with and you need a little bit of help, inspiration, and guidance. It's a great book. Okay, now I want to launch into some demos for you. I have been very product loyal when it comes to my foundation. I've been using the Marc Jacobs Remarkable forever. I've been using the Tarte, both the Maracuja and the Creaseless Concealer. Love them, still do, forever. But I'm breaking out of the box, and literally, and I am going to do a demo with a couple of products that I just purchased. Now granted, I don't know if they're new or not, but they're new to me, so maybe they'll be new to you. At any rate, I've got a new foundation, and I have a new concealer, and I have a contour and highlight. It's not really a kit, it's more of the pencils that you blend in right after the foundation. So I'm really excited to give these a try. I'm going to wear them throughout the day, and then I'll do a follow-up later tonight because that's the important part, to see how they wear throughout the day. So let me push in and we'll get started with this tutorial. Okay, so we're going to start with a new foundation, and to let you know, I did use a primer already, and just to show that I don't always spend top money on product because it's not always necessary. My primer is by Maybelline, Master Prime, Blur Smooth, yeah, and then some other language, 100. Okay, so that's been done. The foundation that I'm going to use is by Hourglass, and it's called Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation Stick. Comes in this packaging, and when I was at Sephora today, I tried it out on my face, and I really liked the pigmentation. It is the stick foundation, like so. Highly pigmented, conceals, hides blemishes, hides imperfections, broken capillaries, all different kinds of things. And you know, for my line of work, I do prefer a full coverage foundation just because I need it for the cameras. But I know every woman wants to have one of these in her arsenal. You may wear a lighter foundation during the day, specifically on the weekends, but we all have events and places where we need to go where we need more coverage. So for me, that's a priority. And what's equally as important is how it wears throughout the day. I can't have oil. I can't have something that makes me look greasy because I'm constantly blotting. And then if you overly blot, everything goes. All your makeup disappears. So what I liked about this is it talked about how it is really good for moisture wicking, for humid type weather and climates. It won't smear or smudge. Anyway, I'm very excited to try it out, and we'll see how it works. So I have a blending brush that I'm going to use, and I'm going to take the stick and just sweep it on my face. And then blend with a brush. This one is by Marc Jacobs, but you can use any that you need. And this is a buildable foundation. Dries to a almost a powdery finish, which I like. And when I made my selection, I went with a color that matched more here on my chest as opposed to my neck or my face. And that is because I tend to self-tan, as you know. I've done videos on that. And the face and the neck never quite gets as dark as the chest and the rest of the body. So it's really important that your face matches your chest, because that's what people see is this one plane right here. So far, this blends really, really well, has nice coverage, and I'm going to add a little bit more, first of all down here. And then in areas where I need really intensive coverage, I'll apply with my fingers and just spread it that way. Looks like I picked a good color. It seems to be blending well. Okay, and like I said, for me, here is where I need a little bit more. So just with the tip of my finger. I had a little blemish right here, so I can now spot correct. I always get marks right here from wearing my readers, so a little extra hit there. And I have some skin discoloration right here on my cheek, a few little sun freckles. I'm not going to say age spots. Why? So unnecessary. This feels really nice. It feels very light, which is great for a full coverage foundation. Usually they feel a little heavy. Like I said, dries to a powdery type finish. I'm still going to set it with a powder though. I need it, especially in my line of work. Nobody likes a shiny anchor. Okay, so this gives me an opportunity just to press it in some areas and spot correct, which is what I'm doing. Seems like I'm just going over my whole face, doesn't it? It's one big spot. Very good. There's the foundation. Next on my list is Smashbox Step by Step Contour Stick Trio. And it has 3 different shades. You have your contour, you have your bronzer, and you have your highlighter. What I love about this is you have your step-by-step guide. Depending on the shape of your face, it gives you directions on how to apply it. So I'm an oval shaped face, and I'm going to be following this line right here of where to apply the contour, the bronzer, and the highlight to suit my face shape. And it also comes with a handy little pencil sharpener as well. So I'm going to start with the bronzer, and it has it going. You do duck face, and you go from the sides in a triangle shape. Okay, and then you go down the sides of the nose. Right now it looks like I'm getting ready for Halloween, but I believe when I blend it's all going to disappear. That's it for the contour for me. Then the bronzer, it shows going just slightly above in a line, like so. And then the highlight has me going right here. Right down the middle. And Cupid. And the chin. Okay, now I'm gonna blend. Seems to be blending very smoothly, which I like. No harsh lines, which I love. Okay, and then for the highlighter, I'm just going to use my ring finger. Wow, contour and highlight made easy. I've used mostly the powders prior to this, and I do find that this actually creates a softer look. And what's nice is that if you feel you went a little too strong with the contour and the highlight, you can continue to blend, and also when you set it with your translucent powder, it will also help to make it look a little bit more subtle. But this is good. Okay, the face is sculpted. Next on my list is a new concealer. Like I mentioned, this one is by Kat Von D, Lock-It Mini Baking Duo. I got this in medium warm, number 27. They say to apply 3 dots with the concealer in a triangle shape. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then to blend, and I have the brush. Color for me is just right. And I'm just pressing, doing just light presses with the brush. Okay, there's the concealer. So now I'm going to finish up and do the rest of the face. Okay, here's the completed look. I really like it. I'm curious to see how it's going to wear today. I did save one thing, a little demo for the very end. Remember I mentioned that I got the Kat Von D Lock-It Mini Baking Duo, the concealer and the powder. I've yet to apply the powder. You saw me apply the concealer, 3 dots in the triangle. Comes with a little powder and a powder puff, and I'm just going to take it and I'm going to bake it. So get a little bit on the powder puff here, and then I'm going to push it in to set it. And this will lock that concealer in place. And then just whisk away any residual powder. And that's it. There you go. Brand new foundation, new concealer, contour. Let's see how it works. I'll see you later today at the station. Fingers crossed. Here we are at the end of the day, just before the 10 o'clock newscast. And from what I can see, everything has worn really well. Foundation stayed put. I only had to touch up a few times during the day with some translucent loose powder. I am happy with the contour and the highlight. I find it very subtle and natural, which is great. We don't have the kind of war streaks. And then the concealer, because you know I've been such a huge fan of the Tarte product line, but the Kat Von D concealer with the baking powder also kept everything in place, and I think the coverage is really, really nice. So far, 2 thumbs up. You only see one because the other thumb is holding the camera, but trust me, it's up 2. Give me a 2 thumbs up if you like. Give me some suggestions for next week's video, what you're interested in. I know we're in the fall season, and I'm sure that's triggering a whole host of ideas, and I can't wait to hear what they are. But like I always say, please go out there, be bold in your endeavors and your pursuits, and be blessed. I'll see you next week. Mwah!